If yourness is who you are, wow, one more is how you show up. One human being at a time, one heart at a time. It is the only business strategy that actually matters, both short term and long term. Every business journey, every brand, every career, every reputation comes down to that one person. I'll talk a lot about the customer journey, but before we get into that, let's pause a little bit and talk about careers, promotions. I was in middle management, getting a little frustrated about my career advancement when the super CEO gave me this advice, which after all these years still resonates with me. He told me, Arjun, for you to earn a promotion, the right person will come at the right time, but that person has to watch you do the right thing. That really resonated with me. What I realized is I do not control the right person or the right time, but what I control is doing the right thing every time, which made it both fun and challenging. I realized the most assured way for me to get promoted was every time, every day, every moment, I wow that person I interact with. I wow everything I do. And that gave me the purpose in the professional world of wow one more. At the same time, I also watched a video where Michael Jordan was asked a very simple question. After all these NBA titles, all these MVP awards, Michael, how are you still so motivated, so committed every day? Michael smiled at the camera. He shared that every time he gets ready, he thinks of that one person who for all his life had waited to watch Michael Jordan play would be here today. And Michael talked about how he cannot and will not let that person down. That was Michael Jordan's mantra. Even after all these years, it resonated with me because if it works for Michael Jordan, it works for all of us. So many times we get tempted to take a little break, to be mediocre. No, wow, one more is a mindset, a choice. Now let's get back to the customer world. When it comes to living a brand, it's not just the market. It's not the segment. It's not that cool PowerPoint deck. It's not that customer promise poster, which is right there, which is a little faded. It's none of these things. It's that person in front of you. That's what matters. And you can make a difference. One of my clients, a haircut place, a regional brand. To me, a haircut is a haircut. I'm one of those individuals who hand combs my hair. My haircut is very simple, 2.5, 4.5 clippers, I'm done. If I get a shampoo, it's a great day. I walked in, I met Carol, who would be my designated stylist for the day. And as we were walking to my chair, I asked Carol how long she has worked with the company. She said 8 years. I'm like, wow. Then I asked this question, what gets you excited about cutting hair at this place? Carol looked at me and said, Arjun, I make Colorado beautiful. I didn't get it. I really thought somehow my question was not communicated to her properly, my mistake, my bad. So I asked her again. She said, Arjun, yes, I make Colorado beautiful. When any of my clients at the end of a haircut gets up from the chair and they go to the world beyond, my job is to make them feel the best they have felt all day, maybe all week, all month, which means I am powerful to send all these people out in the beautiful Colorado weather, Colorado days, feeling good. And that's what makes Colorado beautiful. I realized I was going to have a haircut from the Michael Jordan of hairstylists. I sat in the chair excited. And the very fact, after all these years, the advice from the CEO, the Michael Jordan story, and Carol all resonate together. That is the power of wow, one more. In the business world, it is all about scaling, growth, but scaling, growth, all is earned one moment at a time, one customer at a time. In the business world, where perception is reality, and what matters is you start with what your intention is, but what you do every time. How far do you go? What every customer experiences and feels, that is what matters. Wow is that feeling. Your business success of tomorrow is defined by the perception of what your customers expect you to do for them tomorrow. But that perception is shaped by what your customers are experiencing today and they experienced yesterday. That perception is that invisible billboard in which you shape your brand's true feelings, promise, trust. And that is done by wow. If you don't own it, you would not be at the top of the list. You could be at the middle or the bottom, and you would be left at the mercy of other brands. Now let's look at how does all this help us make more money. I want to put two examples in front of you. In every business, the numbers are different. So please lock in what your brand's unique numbers are. Question number one, what is your customer acquisition cost per customer? Then what is your cost to retain a customer? You'll see the retention cost is significantly lower than acquisition. But that's not the problem. The bigger problem is, for acquisition, you have to go to the open world. You have to compete with other brands in your industry, similar industries, and outside to find each customer as if you're finding these customers like a needle in a haystack to bring them in. Whereas with retention, you don't have to spend any media dollars. You don't have to compete with anybody because your customer is in front of you during the experience. It's just you and the customer. Easier, cheaper. Second, put your customers into three buckets: light, infrequent users, medium users, and heavy users. Find out the value, which is how much approximate dollars each customer group individually brings to you. To keep it very simple, let's look at the light users give you $100. The medium users give you $500, and the heavy users give you $1,000. 100, 500, 1,000. If every week I work for one of your properties and move one customer from light to medium every week for 52 weeks, your average unit volume will increase by $400. $400 if I move one customer up every week from light to medium. Same thing. If I move one customer from medium to heavy, it is $500 more every week. Of course, the reverse of it works. If you start losing a heavy user to medium, you lose $500 a week. So now you can start seeing, compared to acquisition, retention is easier and the path is wow one more. And as you move customers by wowing them to use you more frequently, more money goes to the bank. So why should we not focus and say this is the only business strategy that actually matters? Because it's easier, pays, and you have in total control in doing it. And this concept is not something new. I have seen business leaders around the world use different dimensions of this. A retail CEO once told me, wow is an intentional care. It is how your team members feel empowered to go for each customer every time. What is powerful about this statement is that he's not talking about how far his team members go. He is not talking about how consistently his team members go. He's not even talking about put some measure on effort of your team members. He's talking about the feeling empowerment. Because what he taught me was, if your team members don't feel empowered, they just show up, they play a game. The heart is missing, they don't go all out, they don't make the super effort, and the results. The rest of it are symptoms. In his world, it's the feeling of empowerment. So it's very important for you to define what is the first domino in the world of wow one more that you want to push. Because that becomes the way you start this journey of wow one more. I've also found in my 30 years listening to customers, talking to customers for nearly every kind of brand, that customers usually do not compare brands. They compare experiences. They connect the experience to a brand. They don't ask, was this company good? Instead, they ask, will I trust them again? Would I be proud to recommend them? Would it feel good to send my family members to this brand and they will text me, thank you, with a big heart? When you get yes to those questions, that is wow one more. Wow one more turns every customer into an advocate, every customer into a repeat buyer, into reputation carriers of your brand. Why do you have to buy influencers when Wow One More gets customers to influence from their heart? Every time I work with a brand, I try to find these numbers. Acquisition cost, retention cost, it's magical. And then the value of each customer. And of course, you need to know the size of each groups. But once you see these dollars, it's kind of good, addictive, because you play within the brand and everything's in control. Now let's get into how do we get there. Here are the 6 steps to Wow One More. The step 1 is, are you prepared? Wow starts before the customer even shows up. Preparation does not mean it's a script or a PowerPoint or training. Yes, you need all those things. But do you know who your customers are? Do you understand why they're here? Are you ready to solve, not scramble? It's very important, because if you're unprepared, your team is unprepared, it creates friction. Preparedness makes teams create confidence. If you show up unready, your customers feel like they are just a task. Preparation tells them they matter. You getting prepared makes them feel, wow, they wanted me, they were waiting for me. That feeling of wanted starts the experience already at a high. You get extra bonus points even before you do anything. Number 2, did you listen fully? Most of us, I'm guilty, many a time, listen to respond. Many a time in relationships, my daughter, my wife would tell me, Arjun, you're not listening. I need to listen better. In Wow One More, you listen to every customer every time to understand. Did you let them finish? Did you hear what they said? More importantly, did you hear what they didn't say? Did you resist the temptation to jump in and act or put solutions in too fast? Did you interrupt the customer by putting the $5 gift card in front, literally saying, shut up, let me buy you out, don't complain anymore? That's insulting. That hurts the customer's feelings. Remember, the customer did not have to come to you to share. The customer is doing you a favor, because the customer could have very easily gone somewhere else and you would have never known. Secondly, the customer didn't come to you for the $5. Customer came to you because of respect. The customer respected you, and the question is, by listening fully, do you respect the customer? Listening isn't passive. It is about active presence. People know when they're being processed, and that is something nobody likes. They want to be heard, acknowledged, the presence. Number 3, did you do what you promised you would do? In the marketing world, where top line matters, many a time we make promises, we overpromise. But promises and overpromises do not build trust. Trust happens when you walk the talk, when you vow to keep your word, to fulfill the promise or surpass the promise. That is what Wow One More is. Did you close the loop? Did you follow through even when it is inconvenient? Consistently beats charm every time. Just look at Wow. Consistency is like a blue-collared, simple task. It creates trust, reliability. It makes you unforgettable. Number 4, did you make it easier, clearer, or more human for the customer? Just remember, if the experience, even though it could be brilliant, is confusing, cold, complicated, it wasn't work. So many times I walk into a restaurant and I do not know where to go to place an order. I'm at a retail store. I have found what I want. I just want to pay and get to the car, but I do not know where to pay. Now I start freaking out. I'm worried to get to the wrong door without paying and be accused falsely of trying to shoplift. So I panic. I freak out. How does a business expect to make long-term money from me by making me feel stupid? It doesn't work. So ask the question, based on your level of preparedness, your actions, did you remove friction? Did you treat them like a human being, not a transaction? Customers do not reward complexity. Their world is already complicated. They didn't come to you asking, please complicate my life a little more. Wow, thank you, that feels good. No, they came for simplicity. They want to reward you for simplicity and care. The clarity that they want is you being kind. You make it easy. You show respect. The moment they feel that you are showing them that you know them and you were prepared for the visit, it does magic for them. Number 5, did you make it safe for them to share their discomfort and pain? Brands are humans, and humans are never perfect. You know it, your customers know it. Which means what you do when you make mistakes defines your brand. Wow One More creates space for honesty. Did we invite feedback or avoid it? Did we listen without defending? Brands today find it convenient to put different efficient systems in. Imagine you just are coming out of a retail or a service place. In front, there's a QR code which says very clearly, please scan this to share feedback. On the other side, there's a picture of Arjun. It says, Arjun sent. If there's anything I can do for you, please do not hesitate to share with me. Waiting to hear from you. Have a great day. Which direction would make you feel safe, comfortable to share your discomfort or pain? There's a place for QR code. I'm not poo-pooing that. But for you to feel comfortable, it's the face, it's the person. Knowing that Arjun is ready versus a QR code, I think I can take on that QR code on your trust. A similar thing brands do is towards the end of an experience, they put a survey, a 5-point scale, very cleverly, happy face, sulky face, and you are supposed to choose. So think again. In a relationship, you're out on a date. Let me make it personal. I'm out on a date with my wife. At the end of the date, if I just put in front of my wife by saying, honey, on the scale of 1 to 5, how did we do? And I asked the question in a tone where if she gives me anything in 1 or 2, I would look at her saying, really? I took time after a long day to come out, have dinner with you, and you would give me a 2? Really? That's not inviting. If I want to make it inviting for her, where she's comfortable sharing her discomfort and pain, she should be able to tell me during the experience or towards the end by saying, Arjun, is everything okay? Today you're mentally not here. Where are you? The moment she says, I right away would pause and look at that to be a wake-up call. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I was planning to talk to you at the end of the dinner, but these 3 things are going on right now. Honesty. Making her feel that she would not feel stupid by trying to share her pain. That's what customers want. It is very, very important to show that you care to listen. Pain shared is trust driven. How you handle discomfort defines more than how you handle praise. It's very easy to handle praise, but true brand character comes in, and it's the power of empowerment when the customer critiques you, shows discomfort. If people feel safe with you and your brand, they stay with you. Number 6, did you leave them better than you found them? This is the ultimate test. Each and every customer has a life. In their life, they took a little bit of time to spend it with you. They may have come in for a transactional reason, but can you take it beyond? Can you make them leave happier, be more confident, be more informed, more supported, less anxious? Can you do that, please? I come to your store and I'm leaving with 3 bags. You see Arjun is walking a little funny. I have a bad back situation going on lately. Does your team member feel empowered to put a little sign on the counter, back in 15 seconds, dash to me, seek my permission, sir, may I please have the honor of carrying your bags to the car? You know, all of us need a little help. So you go to the car, put everything in the back seat, you wave at me and said, have a great day, thank you, and see you back soon. You go back to the store. I wait for a second. I look at your store's sign on the rearview mirror, and it just fills me with a little happiness. I'm just happy in a planet where everybody is rushed. There's human goodness still there, and I so easily connect that human happiness to your brand. Was that wow? Absolutely. You won by making me win. So it's all about the journey to wow one more. Some brands make the mistake of delight. Delight to me is like a Hail Mary. I really want to focus on every day, every moment, about impact, about earning the customer's trust. One more conversation, one more action, one more gesture, a little more. Wow is a continuous journey. Wow is not waiting for that one big opportunity to go all out. No, it's not a Hail Mary. Wow is about making that customer feel at the end of the experience, I did good. That's the way you grow your business, one customer at a time, one moment at a time. Over the last 30 years, I still have not found a single brand who would tell me, you're not customer centric. Every brand has a plan. Every brand has a process. But sometimes brands start feeling that it costs time. It costs more. And they start putting boundaries. The moment they start putting boundaries, they start limiting the empowerment of team members. And once you limit empowerment, that to me is the kiss of death in the world of customer service. When team members get cautious, when they cannot play with their heart, there's no more wow. It's all about closing the case, closing the case, closing the case. The customer feels processed. Just remember, you need good marketing to bring customers in. But to keep customers, it is wow, 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 one more. It is about walking the talk. It is about making customers feel, even before the experience is over, I'm coming back. That smile when they feel I'm coming back means you wowed. And finally, wow is an emotion. When you talk about wow one more in your organization, don't just stoop down and say wow one more. Go all out, say wow. The feeling you will have saying wow, the feeling your team will have wow, it will bring that fist pumping. We saw the numbers, we saw the dollars. It makes sense. But let's win with a smile. Let's win with our heart. Because now that makes it a fun win. Wow, one more.